Look at all this fresh ingredients. Oh my goodness. Super fresh, super green. Love it. Hi, I'm Audra Morrice and I'm here at Sydney's Growers Market to get some beautiful fresh produce for this week's market menu. Hey, I'm looking for some mangoes. Just saw these, because these are the Thai green ones, right?
They are the sour nem dok mai. Normally they're for salad.
Yep.
But when they ripen up beautifully. They're very sweet. Super
Yeah.
sweet, not too fibrous.
Oh yum, look how yellow they are on the inside. Oh mate.
Super sweet,
Wow.
not too fibrous, not too stringy.
That's a
And
great
just
thing about it.
sweetness.
Oh my goodness me. Can I grab a box of these instead? Yeah, all right. This week we've got something super special for you guys. I'm gonna be cooking one of my favorite desserts. It's a sago pudding with gula melaka and these beautiful seasonal mangoes. Now off to Patty's Kitchen at Haymarket. Really simple dish, it's just a few techniques I'm going to show you how to get it perfectly right. So first up, I'm going to make the coconut milk syrup. Very easy guys, you can do this with your eyes closed honestly. So, coconut milk in a pan. So you don't want it to come to a boil, all you want is for the actual salt and sugar to dissolve and then that's done. So some caster sugar, just to sweeten it slightly. A pinch of salt. So you've got that slightly salty, sweet finish to the coconut. So warm that through. Now these are pandan leaves. It's a little tricky to get in Sydney, but I was really lucky today. We got them at the growers markets. Now the way you would do this is really just pull out a stalk or two, give it a good wash, and then what you want to do is just knot it, tie them into a tiny knot, and this sort of helps, all this sort of squeezing and pushing helps release a little bit of that flavor. Then we chuck this into the coconut syrup. So that's essentially your Asian vanilla and it's going to give you that extra really lovely fragrance. But if you can't find it, just omit it. This is the piece de resistance. This is gula melaka, my favorite form of coconut sugar. It is divine, it is delicious, it's luscious, it's sweet but not too sweet, not like palm sugar. It's got a bit of a treacly sort of flavor to it, almost a slight bitterness. So the way we process this is we shave it and we melt it in a pot. It's just to use your knife and shave it. This is going to be your next best friend in the pantry. It is so delicious. So we're going to put this in a pan. So I'm just going to put it on the stove and let it melt away with just a little bit of water. These are like Sago Pearls that you can get from Asian grocers. They just look like this and they come in little packets. I'm going to start cooking the sago. Now, always have a lot more water than you think you might need. So on a kind of a violent boil, I suppose, and then drizzle it in. Give it a good stir. So essentially we want to cook the sago until there's just a tiny bit of white in the middle of the actual pearls. So just make sure that you cook it until there's just a nice little tiny speck of white inside. And don't forget, it's going to continue cooking when you stop. So let's keep that going. Right, so now let's cut our mango. Just get a really nice peeler and peel the skin off. Oh, mangoes are good with everything. I'm going to be serving it in these glass bowls. So what I want to do is give them a really sort of nice fan, or you can dice them really finely as well. And then just on your board, just really nice and fine slices. Just watching my gula melaka, just give them a little bit more viscosity, a bit more, kind of make it more syrupy. But don't forget, when they cool, they're going to thicken up a lot more. But if they do, just add a little bit more water to thin it. So it should be a little bit like this, because when it cools, it's going to thicken up. So guys, look, it's coming together now. If you look really closely, you'll see that some have got a lot more translucent sort of bits around the center. So I'm going to switch this off and I'm going to pass this through a sieve and run it through some cold water just to get rid of the excess starch, yeah? So this also sort of stops the cooking of the sago. You don't want it to overcook. In the cooking process of this gula melaka, bits of wood or some impurities might get into it. So it's probably best after you've cooked it just to pass it through a sieve. You just don't want to chomp on bits of anything really on the inside. So it just catches anything that you might not want in it. So a little bit of this in here. So this is our coconut milk with a touch of salt and sugar. Lots of coconut milk in there. Some gula melaka. And we top it with some sliced mango. A little bit of mango there. Right guys, this is my sago pudding with beautiful mangoes. The full recipe can be found on paddysmarkets.com.au. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next week.